Alright, I'm recording this one at night. I'm gonna set this video to a premiere for tomorrow in the afternoon because I have a bit of running around to do tomorrow. But today we have UFC 303 has been announced at UFC 300. It will be Michael Chandler versus Conor McGregor, which means most likely Conor McGregor has signed a new deal, as well as Conor McGregor is now a owner in BKFC. And I will tell you what that kind of means as best as I know. I know a bit about business. Like I've ran my own e-commerce store. Obviously, I run social media as well as I research business on the side. It's just one of my hobbies I do. But anyways, let's get into it. Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler has been one of the most anticipated fights for what is it, 2 years, year and a half, something like that. Obviously, with Conor McGregor, you have massive hype. You have massive numbers coming in. This fight will be one of the biggest fights of all time since it's Conor McGregor coming back. Um, and Michael Chandler too, who, excuse me, who has been on this massive layoff, which I don't think is working in his favor. Excuse me, holy indigestion. Oh my god. Anyways, the massive playoff that Michael Chandler has had definitely doesn't help him, and he's coming off that loss against Justin Gaethje. I mean, yeah, that was the last fight. But this fight is huge, and there is so much on the line for both of these guys. Mainly Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, if he loses this fight, is kind of just relegated to super fights. You have the fight with Nate Diaz. You have maybe Nick Diaz if he comes back. You have um, you have a ton of welterweight fights. Colby Covington being one. Maybe Jorge Masvidal if he comes back. I don't think he will though. You have a ton of big fights for Conor, and whatever this new deal is, whether it will be announced by Conor or Dana White, depends on how many years Conor wants to stay in the UFC. Um, I actually here. Let me look up how old Conor McGregor is. One sec. He is 35. So same age as John Jones. You know, maybe not in his prime, but he still has a couple years. I don't know. With the lower weight classes, it's really weird. But I mean, hey, we have Jose Aldo who came back and absolutely starched his opponent. But with Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler, you obviously have a huge money fight. But you're able, if Conor McGregor wins, he is automatically a top contender in the lightweight division, even though it's a welterweight fight. Maybe he stays at welterweight. We don't know. But with Conor McGregor, it's really easy to justify a title shot off of one or two wins. Obviously, those wins need to be against the right opponent, but with Conor McGregor and his star power, you were able to set him up a lot quicker, actually, way quicker than any other fighter. Um, Anyways, I think my breakdown for this fight, I really think that Michael Chandler is a bad matchup for Conor McGregor, but I also think he's the perfect matchup for Conor McGregor. That makes sense. Obviously, Michael Chandler has incredible striking. You look at his highlights in Bellator. He became champion over there, knocking people out. He knocked out Dan Hooker, who he was an absolute animal, still is. And obviously, Michael Chandler is a high level wrestler, which I think will cause Conor McGregor the struggles if Michael Chandler doesn't choose to stand and bang and put on a show, which he probably will, like he did with Gaethje, like he did with Dustin Poirier, and pretty much every one of his fights. He comes in to put on a show, whether he gets knocked out or he knocks the other person out. You're guaranteed a phenomenal fight. Same with Conor McGregor too. Conor McGregor, all of his fights are quick, outside of Nate Diaz, but you have to kill Nate Diaz to win against Nate Diaz. Both of the Diaz brothers. But anyway, I think that most likely Michael Chandler wins this fight, and he will be able to go on to have more top tier box office fights after this one. With Conor McGregor, though, I'm not sure. He's been going back and forth with Max Holloway a bit over the BMF title, and I think having Conor McGregor hold that title would give it tremendous value. If Dana White is done just saying this is a one-off thing, and the BMF will have its own lineage, which it should. Please, Dana, give this thing a lineage. It is awesome. I know some people don't like it. Like, yeah, it's not the most, like, appetizing title. And it's a real stupid gimmick when you think about it. But it's something that brings attention. It creates a draw. You know, we had The Rock presented first. We had Mark Coleman, who was supposed to put the belt around the winner, but didn't for some reason. I'm pretty sure, yeah. That was an incredible finish by Max Holloway, too. But trying not to get sidetracked here. With this fight, I think that this will be one of the biggest events possible. And the UFC isn't really putting anything else on it, probably because they are paying these two a fair amount of money. Or Conor McGregor, if I had to guess, you're paying him low eight figures, but I'm thinking somewhere around 20 million plus pay per view, which, assuming like he has maybe 10% of pay per view, that right there is millions of dollars that he will get in his pocket, on top of his win show amount, and then all the endorsements he has, all the businesses. Proper 12 will probably be the main sponsor of this card, and everything involved around that. So, I kind of gave you my thoughts that I have at the moment on this fight. Maybe I most likely will revisit it during fight week of this card. And yeah, incredible fight. And now, let's get into Conor McGregor buying BKFC and becoming a part owner. Now, this happened This happened like a week and a half ago. I'm really late to this. I was away for personal reasons, so I wasn't really on my phone, wasn't really watching anything. So this is fresh in my mind, which is why I'm making this video at 11 o'clock at night. Um, so with Conor McGregor buying into BKFC. Not only does this give, obviously, Dave Feldman money to play with when it comes to paying fighters, advertising, and overall building the company as a whole. And I'm gonna link Jesse on Fire's video in the comments down or in the description down below. Go watch it. It is phenomenal. He does a much better job breaking this down than I can. Like I have I have a bit of like experience running a sole proprietorship. It was only an e-commerce store, and I only made a couple $100 off of it. And obviously I have my own ventures that I'm working on now, on top of growing this YouTube channel. But if you want a breakdown of the business side and a much better breakdown than I can give on here, go check out Jesse on Fire. I'm pretty sure you guys already watched him if you watch me. He's one of, if not the best, YouTube MMA creators out there. Huge shout out to him. But anyways, with Conor McGregor buying into BKFC, which is a private company. Uh, the difference between a private company and a public company is a private company isn't listed on national stock trade markets. The the only people who are invested into the company are obviously the company itself, but any other investors that they choose to have. So now, McGregor Industries or uh, whatever McGregor's company that he created is, I forgot the name of it. He is now invested into BKFC. I'm not sure if they said how much equity he has, how many shares. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming it's a decent amount. And what like what Jesse on Fire said in his video, I believe that the UFC absolutely greenlit this, and they have some kind of dealings behind the scenes. Obviously, it'd be a horrible look, and they would have to publicly announce if they were actually buying into BKFC. Um, but if they have Conor McGregor in it, he's his own man. He's a private contractor, as the UFC likes to say, even though, not really. That's a topic for another time. But with Conor McGregor, obviously he's set for life. He has Proper 12, he has multiple other businesses. He's getting into movies, which, by the way, Roadhouse was phenomenal. The character he played in that movie was perfect. It fit him so well. But anyways, I'm getting off track here. Conor McGregor and the BKFC purchase. Not only does that make it possible for him to fight in that promotion potentially, um, holy shit, dude! It now means that he will be a part of the marketing team. He will be a part of the promotion side of this company, which will be massive for them. Obviously, anything Conor McGregor does, good or bad, goes viral. With Conor McGregor, whether you like the guy or not, he is a genius at bringing attention to himself and any company he's connected to. We look at Proper 12. Proper 12 is one of the fastest growing liquor companies out there. I've never tried it. I, I've kind of quit drinking for now for personal reasons. Anyways, not gonna get into that one. But Conor McGregor is one of the most brilliant minds in not only MMA but business we have currently. This guy is, if not now, he will be a multi-billionaire multiple times over. Hell, this man could become a trillionaire. He is that brilliant. And for a guy that gets punched in the head for a living, that really says something. This guy has an amazing head on his shoulders. I'm gonna be honest, I've never been a Conor fan. I always ended up rooting for everybody he fought against. Um, but I can respect and appreciate what he's done for this sport, what he's done for pop culture, and going from welfare to potentially a billionaire is just an incredible story, and it's truly inspiring to not only me but countless other individuals. But anyways, Conor McGregor with BKFC, it not only gives him ownership in a company, which he's been looking for in the UFC for years now. I'd be really shocked if he retires. He doesn't become a office member of the UFC, of Endeavor even. If they do not put him on their board when he retires, that is the stupidest move the UFC and Endeavor could make. This guy knows business. This guy knows how to sell a product, no matter what it is. Um, yeah, now I'm just kissing his ass at this point. But for BKFC to be still considered a small promotion at this point, they are massive, don't get me wrong, but they are nowhere near Bellator or PFL, which, PFL bought Bellator. That was kind of a bad example. But ONE FC too, they're not really on the level those companies are on. They have a very, very niche um, form of mixed martial arts with obviously the bare knuckle side, and they do a lot of gimmick fights. Obviously, they had the one where they were partnered with Triller, which, I could give my opinions on that company. I think they're genius, but a lot of shady shit from that company. Obviously, they're dealing with YouTubers and influencers mostly, so that's, that's to be expected. But with where this company was a couple years ago to where it's moving now, BKFC will be a prominent business, and not only martial arts, but business as a whole. I think combat sports, ever since Conor McGregor's rise, really, has come to the mainstream so much, which is awesome to see. Especially if you're like me and you started watching in the early 2000s or even the 90s. Well, I guess I wasn't early. I'd say late 2000s. Like, I started watching when Brock Lesnar fought I remember the Frank Mir fights, both of them. Then he got knocked out by Alistair Overeem, who was a horsemeat Overeem at that time. And then he came back and fought Mark Hunt. Um, I should do a video on what Brock Lesnar could have been. That's another story for another time. But to see where that company was in that time with the Ultimate Fighter, with the looming threat of uh, government regulation. They weren't allowed in New York for the longest time. They were struggling to get any deals on TV because of Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon knew this company was severe competition. Now that they're partnered together, they are the greatest allies to the WWE. And ever since Triple H gotten control of creative, WWE is fucking delivering heat now. I might make a couple videos on WWE. I'm not watching it full time anymore, but I'm keeping up with it. And holy shit, dude. Some of the storylines they're making are fucking heat. Anyways, that gives you another idea with Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor in the WWE. Oh, he would run circles over everybody in there. I know he went back and forth with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns a couple of years ago, but he would be phenomenal. And then you had the Michael Chandler going over to WWE and calling him out in the WWE. I want to see more of that. I know a lot of you guys don't like the WWE comparisons, which I understand, but the WWE can be the greatest way to grow this sport and bring in new viewers, which at the end of the day, more psychopaths that like to see grown men in their underwear fight in a cage is good for everybody, you know. It gives you another person to talk to, another person to talk shit to, another person to argue who's better than who, even though we have no clue. But anyways, I am so excited. Not only for BKFC and Conor McGregor, but I'm excited for what this means for the UFC. Because so many promotions right now are getting so good. Like I mentioned, Bellator being bought out by the PFL. Phenomenal. And then all the Bellator fighters just got absolutely annihilated. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of just going in circles now, so I guess I'll wrap this up. Go check out Jesse on Fire's video, link in the description. Huge shout out to him. He is a great inspiration to me for running this channel, for covering MMA content, and he has been absolutely killing it lately. Anyways, enough kissing people's asses. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell, all that fun stuff. And yeah, this has been Tactical. Later.